The National Coordinator for National Youth Coalition, Alfonso Mali, gives recommendation to the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education on the reopening of schools. Newly appointed press attachés benefit from a 2-day training session. The founder for Patriotic Empowerment Network Sierra Leone, Buya Nabi Bangura, talks about the commemoration of the Day of the African Child. Now let's join Maria Amaria Bangura for the full news.
Hello and welcome to Newswatch Online TV News Hour. I am Marian Amaria Bangura. The Ministry of Basic and Senior Education has announced that school will be reopened on the 1st of July 2020 to prepare pupils who are supposed to write the 3 public examinations, BECE, NPSC and WAS. Alfonso Manley is the National Coordinator, National Youth Coalition. In an interview with Newswatch, proffers recommendation to the Ministry of Basic Education on the reopening of schools.
School will be reopening by phases for examination, PPs, the WAS, the BECE, and the NPSC. Of course, we welcome the idea, but we are very critical about the measure being put in place to ensure our pupils are safe when they return back to school. Owing to the fact that there are so many schools without proper ventilation, even though pupils will be phased out, but you all agree with me that wearing face masks for 3-4 hours in the classroom, we have to ensure that those classes we use are well ventilated. The just concluded census, wherein the report was launched by the Ministry of Basic Education. In that report, it tells you that there are active water shortages in school, which means one of the measures, again, we have to put in place is the washing of hands regularly. Schools wherein we have limited water facility will become very challenging for people to abide by washing of hands. So government must ensure they provide waters in school to ensure the regular washing of hands. And in the area of social distancing, also it will become challenging. Some schools, they do not have even facilities in the compound for people to play around because the space is too small. So they have to manage it very well to ensure we have the kind of enhanced social distancing. In terms of the health of pupils, they are concerned. Are there going to be ambulance in school? Are pupils, if they got sick, how will the school respond? If there is a particular pupil who should sit to the WAS exam and that pupil is in quarantine, the pupils are on the disadvantaged side. All of us know that during second term is when most of the schools have their sporting activity, prize giving, Thanksgiving. There are not too much learning, so they will be on the disadvantaged side. And honestly, SLT have alluded to that they've not completed syllabus. So, I pity the pupils, but I do hope they will study hard within these few weeks to take their exam.
Newly appointed information press attachés to Sierra Leone that will be serving the various embassy missions abroad have benefited from a 2-day training session on the operations of the Foreign Ministry and its operations abroad. The role of information attaché and its relevance. Let's join Tene Conte for more details.
The Deputy Minister of Information and Communication, Mamadi Gobe Kamara, in a statement, said that the training is a demonstration of the government's desire and effort to ensure that these attachés are equipped with the right knowledge and skills they need to confront the task that lies ahead of them.
Clear demonstration of government's desire and effort to ensure that our attachés are equipped with the right knowledge and skills needed to confront the task that lie ahead. The training will further expose them to the rudiments of diplomatic governance, as well as enhancing their skills in diplomacy. This will no doubt offer them the requisite skills to contribute to rebranding the country's image abroad. To you, our press attachés, your appointments to our various missions is by no means a small feat. I have interacted professionally with a good number of you, and I have no doubt that you will live up to the expectations of not only His Excellency the President for this huge confidence reposed in you, but also the nation as a whole.
The President of SLAJ, Ahmed Sahid Nasrallah, when speaking on behalf of the Sierra Leone Association of Journalists, encouraged the newly appointed attachés to always put the country first in everything they do. He added that they should treat all Sierra Leoneans equally regardless of their party color.
Meanwhile, as you begin this new journey, let me implore you to put the country first in everything you do. Remember that you are servants of people of Sierra Leone. Therefore, whenever you finally go to your different stations, remember to deal kindly with all Sierra Leoneans. Today, you have been appointed by the SLPP government, but please ensure you treat every Sierra Leonean with dignity and respect, regardless of their party affiliation, their tribe, their region, or their status.
Reporting for Newswatch Online TV, I am Tene Conte.
As this year's theme for the Day of the African Child is access to child-friendly justice, the founder of Patriotic Empowerment Network Sierra Leone, Buyana Bikonte, talks about the commemoration of this day.
The Day of the African Child is a day set to be reflected by Africans, particularly at a point when people realize that the day should be celebrated, so to speak. So as Pencil, we first of all want to making sure that upon our pre-media engagement, people realize that the day is not meant to be celebrated, but the day set to be commemorated for the loss of our beloved brothers and sisters way back in Soweto uprising. Simply they were demanding for how best they can be taught into their local dialects, for proper understanding, robust participation, and importantly, better outcomes in terms of exams and all the rest of it. This year's theme, access to child-friendly justice, I think at any time, if there is no justice in any facet of life, there will be no progress. So in issues surrounding juvenile justice, in issues surrounding how best children are to be protected within the confines of the law, in issues how best they're supposed to be represented in court of law or wherever, I think those children are supposed to access those justice rights from whoever concerned. The message is very clear. First of all, we are in COVID-19. And because of what happened in Soweto way back, it led to the loss of lives of, their colleagues, So on that grounds, we'll just reflect their minds that that was what happened. And importantly also send a message that there is all need for continual adherence to the precautionary measures as part of the fight against COVID-19. And also importantly as the clear-cut message that has to deal with access to child-friendly justice as part of the theme for this year's commemoration. We will also try to send that signal of messaging to them as children, and importantly to outsiders, for relevant authorities or bodies, individuals and groups, to making sure that we always try to come on board to accessing child-friendly justice. We try to provide access to child-friendly justice to children across the country.
Let's take a short break.
COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by a new coronavirus introduced to humans for the first time. It is spread from person to person, mainly through the droplets produced when an infected person speaks, coughs, or sneezes. These droplets can land in the mouths or noses of people who are nearby. These droplets are too heavy to travel far in the air. They only travel approximately 1 meter and quickly settle on surfaces. This is the reason person-to-person spread is happening mainly between close contacts. The exact time that the virus can survive on surfaces is not yet known. So it is wise to clean surfaces regularly, particularly in the vicinity of people infected with COVID-19. Hands touch many surfaces, which can be contaminated with the virus. You should therefore avoid touching your eyes, nose, or mouth, since contaminated hands can transfer the virus from the surface to yourself. When coughing or sneezing, cover your mouth and nose with the bend of your elbow or use a disposable tissue. If a tissue is used, discard it immediately into a closed bin.
Welcome back. You're still watching Newswatch TV News Hour with me, Marian Amaria Bangura. Please don't forget to click the red button below. As a way to complement the efforts of the government in the fight against COVID-19 in the country, the Sierra Leone Bar Association has donated food items to Discovac Potloko District. Lawyer Tijan Israel Jah, Publicity Secretary, Sierra Leone Bar Association, enlightens more on the donation.
Sierra Leone Bar Association, since the outbreak of the corona pandemic, has been making various donations to the less underprivileged or the needy in our society, quarantine homes, treatment centers, and so on and so forth. We have been doing it since lockdowns were declared by government. And you know, we have people in our nation who are living below the poverty line, and sometimes during lockdown they find it very difficult to even afford a day's meal. So what the Bar Association does as a responsible organization is that we go around during lockdown to make sure we distribute food items and other necessary ingredients which generous members of our association donate, and we share or distribute to people in our communities or in the country at large. So on Saturday, which was the 13th of June, we decided to extend the Bar Association's magnanimity to the people of Potloko districts, especially in Potloko town. So we made a donation to the head of the treatment center at Potloko, I think it's Dr. Songo, and then he said the necessary items and the food supply will be distributed to people in quarantine centers. Specifically, the Bar Association, as it has been doing, donated several bags of rice, bags of onions, cartons of soap, hand sanitizers, this Veronica bucket, and several other items.
Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on our Twitter and Instagram account, Newswatch Online TV SL. Till next episode, I've been your presenter, Marian Amaria Bangura.